into the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Oh. Don't that make you feel some kind of way?
Just released today.
Yes, yes. Did you guys download this yet?
I
Christina Milian, Rebel.
Yay.
Oh my gosh, this is my jam. So did you guys download?
Yes.
I totally downloaded. Yes, I'm jamming to this. This is AFTERBUZZ. You guys, Christina Milian Turned Up, our finale.
Aww.
So sad, but we have a lot to talk about and a lot to toast to today, because as you can see, we are back with our lovely, is it facing that way? Okay,
Viva Diva.
make it, okay, our Viva Diva. Yes, it looks gorgeous. We are drinking mango flavor Viva Diva, courtesy of our special guest, and we'll talk about her in a quick second. I am your one of your hosts, Robin Ayers.
Hey everyone, it's Francesca.
Hey guys, it's Michelle Renee.
And as always, English Cleveland.
All right, guys. Yeah, it's going down this episode, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, because we have
A million emotions.
The
Mama
Milian.
Milian, the queen of the Milians,
Right.
Miss Carmen Milian here. Thank you.
We have to go out with a bang.
Oh yes, that's how you do it. Yeah,
Right.
save the best for last.
Yes.
Oh, and thank you so much for bringing our wine today. You're going to be drinking with us today,
Yes, I
right?
am.
Okay, we're going to toast it up real quick to
Cheers.
Carmen here. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to Christina Milian Turned Up. You
Her
guys,
song.
her song Rebel,
Right.
and everything that's going on.
Yes.
If you guys have any questions for us, make sure that you hashtag CMTU Turned Up. And please be sure to YouTube, check us out on YouTube as well, which is youtube.com/AfterBuzzTV, SoundCloud, iTunes, the whole 9.
Subscribe.
Yes, write your comments. You know,
give us 5 stars.
Give us 5 stars.
Tell
guys.
your mama about us.
Your sister.
We love moms, obviously.
Yes, yes. It's very fitting. Okay, so we brought in this episode from the last episode. This was a continuation of the big fight. Oh my gosh, we went in last episode because we had Lauren here to tell us a lot of, you know, information behind the scenes. I'm curious, Carmen, to find out what your take on the fight was.
It was necessary.
It was unnecessary.
So unnecessary.
Oh.
It was definitely not planned. It was just a matter of everybody having different moods.
Yeah.
And, you know, they came back from the trip, and it was just, I don't know, we did not connect after that. It was just two. We went in as one group and came back out as two separate groups.
Yeah. Well, it was obviously really, really intense. I mean, we all felt it. We were like, you could hear the gasps and, you know, the clutching of the pearls on the episode. So I'm curious though, have you guys all as a family had that big of a fight before?
Of course.
You have. Okay, so it just
Not that it was a lot of name calling, and
Yeah.
it was like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, like they say when the camera's on, that people just sometimes turn up a little bit more than they should
Yeah.
have. And that was what kept happening. It just kept elevating, and there was no sense of control.
Yeah.
Because we were in a foreign place. There was no transportation. There was no 5 cars. Because usually somebody will be like, I'm out of here. You know,
Right.
someone will run into a room. Someone will get in their car. And then it'll be like, you know, whatever. I'll deal with her later.
Yeah.
If you even deal with it. Sometimes the next
Yeah.
day is like, hey, you want to go get sushi? And freak. And the conversation is over with. But
Yes.
there was no place to run to. So it just kept elevating, which upset me because it just felt, I'm a control freak. So here I was out of my element, out of control.
Yeah,
Right.
that makes sense. But we can all relate, right? I mean, we've had fights with our families and everything like that. English, you were actually saying recently how you had a fight with your
my
family
brother.
member.
Yeah, my mom in the middle, and it just flashed back to that, and I was just like, you get so embarrassed and you get so disgusted with yourself. Like now when I look back on it, I always say like, I'm so mad that I used those words, that I said that to my brother. I love him. Like, how could I ever? And then like, you just have to pray, you know? That's the only thing. Ask the Lord to forgive you. Yeah,
absolutely.
But you feel so bad. It takes a while to get over yourself acting that way. And I know like Christina probably last week got a lot of flack for putting her hands on you. But you know,
when you're hot-headed at the moment,
it happens.
It's like someone putting their hand in front of you and you're like, get it out. You're not thinking.
And I'm sure she didn't recognize who was trying to stop her. It's just like there's cameras, and you know the cameras, they're annoying. They want to be like all up in your face.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
This is good footage. So it's like I'm pushing you away. My mom's on this side. Sorry, mom. It's just a lot going on.
And I was screaming to stop this, and no one was.
So
I was annoyed for several reasons about them acting the way they did. Everyone wants you to take sides. There's no way as a mother you could take sides. Because
it's funny you said that, because Christina totally felt like you were taking Danielle's side. Does she always feel like that?
They all do. It's like, she's your favorite because you always take her side. I'm like, there really is no way, because at the end of the day, by the way, they make up sooner than they do with me. So the next day I'll see an Instagram picture, they're like, twinsies, and I'm like, no one's apologized to me, but they're all like, twinsies. No. So getting in the middle is the worst thing, because they have a certain feeling about each other, but with me it turns into like, you should stop your daughter. Everybody becomes your daughter, not my sister, your daughter. It's too much. So it's best to just let it cool off.
I totally hear
nobody
that.
would at the moment. No one was stopping.
That's an interesting position that you have, because most of us, if we get into it with our sisters or brothers or whatever, mom is not usually in it. You know what I'm saying? But mom, you are in it.
I'm always in it. You know, I deal with them personally, their business, their kids, and you know, I'm entitled. I have a mouth and I have entitlement only because I grew up where don't borrow money from people, because then they're entitled to an opinion. Don't let your mom take care of your kids, because she's gonna. Don't come and tell your mom your business between you and your husband, because then I could give him that look.
Amen.
And it's not. It's my. I had that choice because now you opened it up.
You opened the door. Exactly. Yes. So Carmen, you know, a lot of things came out on this here episode. You know that, right? You know we're gonna have to talk about this, right?
Talk about it. I have no problem.
So you said, one of the things you said was she wouldn't, meaning Christina, wouldn't be even living this life if it weren't for you.
Absolutely.
So this means in the sense of you are the one who's gotten her all the work. You feel, is it true that you're like the sole person who took her to this amount of celebrity or stardom?
Because she started out at age 7. The first 2 years of her career, or her child career, she booked nothing. So all that money of like acting classes, dance classes, whatever, at the moment were not exactly paying off. As she went working, don't forget, most momagers, like they like to call us, the first 18 years of the children's lives and careers, we don't ever take commission. It becomes more like when they become adults, that it's like, wait, these other people are coming and trying to sign her, and they're asking for blah blah blah, and I just keep investing into my child. So yes, there was everything from making choices of helping her make choices of agent, switch over, let's get a new lawyer. Every time she wants a decision of like, I don't want to be here anymore, whether it's a label or a producer, this and that, I am the bad cop all the time. She always looks like, everyone always thinks Christina's sweet old Christina. Little do they know there's a lot of choices made by her, but I'm the messenger. So it's a lot of years that I've dedicated to just her career over my own or her sister's or anybody else's. I mean, I've turned down other artists because Christina's so time consuming, because she does so many things.
She does.
It's not only, this girl wakes me up at 3 o'clock in the morning. When she used to live with me, wake me up at 3 in the morning, go, I have an idea. And I'd be like, okay, sure, write it down, text it to me. 6 o'clock in the morning, she's asking me, hey, did you start it? I'd be like, hello. It's like, it's not, no one's LA is even up yet. She's always on the go. Has many ideas, just like Lizzie. But she has more avenues to pursue them compared to Liz. And she constantly is, let's go. So we have many businesses together now. We're partners because of that. Because I decided, no, I'm not doing all this work as a manager. I now need to start coming in as your partner.
Wow.
So that's
something
how I
didn't
into
even.
that.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I was wondering how you even balance having an artist as a daughter, but then having other not friendships, but like mother-daughter relationships with the other two. Does that make sense?
Everybody's kind of involved.
Okay.
It's like even when we make a decision or something happens today, we announce it. The next day it's like, oh, you know what your sister's doing? Trust me. They have an opinion. Sometimes they'll be like, she's going to do that, Mom. That show's whack. Or this and that. So believe it or not, Christina does depend a lot on our opinions. And now not as much, but back in the day, everything is like, did you ask Lizzie and Danielle what they think? Because they're the young generation
that's
who
cool.
would tell you, don't do that, do this and that. So
yeah,
everything. We would play a song. We'd leave the studio, wake the girls up. They would be in pajamas in our car because we always listen to the music in the car. 3 o'clock in the morning, we're driving through the valley, listening to a song, and them telling us, critiquing it.
Wow.
Everything. We've always, that's what, you see all that love and that anger. It's also because there's been a lot of passion and a lot of involvement.
Yeah.
You know, they may have been left out of certain things, but trust me, they've been involved more than they were left out. Things that people forget.
Right.
Yeah,
and we can't see it on TV.
No,
so.
they're not gonna. This
Show
show
that.
can't bring back the last 17 years.
Right.
It's gonna be little pieces here and there that you'll hear, you'll get to know about, and there's so many things that we'll discuss out loud. Obviously, it doesn't make it to the cut.
Right.
Because if it did, you'd hear the real version, the full version of it. But then you'd have to hear 4 sides of it.
Right.
That's the problem.
I was just going to ask if there was anything else that kind of was said during the conversation that you want to kind of like clear up or
whatever it is, remind me.
I don't know. There was so much
I
that
watch,
was said.
and I don't, and I have to watch it so that I can go ahead and do my Instagram and my Twitter and all that stuff. And when I do interviews, but then after that, I don't really watch it. When I see it on television, it's like the actors who say they don't watch themselves. I never thought, I used to go, why wouldn't you want to look at? Can't. It's just like, oh.
Is it like painful? Like,
and then the fact that I you can't control it, so it's like 300-400 hours into like 20 something minutes, and you're like, oh man, you guys didn't see this and you didn't do that, and like all this stuff that would to me would really explain the story a little better, right? But I pray that maybe we'll get a 1 hour, next year or the year after that. Yeah. And then in 1 hour, we'll be able to really explain things a little more. Yeah. Then 30 minutes, it's like 3 storylines that have to happen, and it's hard to get to all of them.
Right.
Well, I think this episode, especially the Palm Springs trip, I feel like that could have like stood alone as like as the finale itself. So that to me was kind of surprising that he
no. As the finale, no, we needed a pickup at the end. Absolutely. The wedding needed to be seen after that.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. The wedding could have been its own finale. Yes. Like the fight and the studio and the magazine cover release, that be one episode. Yes. And then the next episode be a happy pickup moment, the vow renewal, and we end on a good note.
Yeah, but they need the cliffhanger from one show to the other.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The finale. It's TV. Yeah. It's done their way, not our way.
Right. So it just seemed like on the show, it seemed like you were trying to get your point across to Christina as why you guys left the wedding or why Danielle felt a certain way. And then Christina is like, well, the wedding was so valuable to me. Did you guys go to therapy, or are you guys
I went to therapy.
She didn't go. So are you guys now on the same page? Because I can see both, it's when you finally watch it back, and I'm sure you guys, you're like, oh, okay, I can understand. But it just seemed like she didn't want to hear about the mistress, and she's still kind of like in a delusional kind of state. I don't want to
perfect description.
I don't want to take words out of your mouth, but it just seemed that way. So is she kind of coming to like understand now, that she's kind of moved on? Is she understanding that maybe your side of the story?
We will find out on the next argument.
Okay.
If it comes back up or not. My thing is, my other 2 daughters and I, we are, not to say over it, but we forgave. You have to forgive. If not, it's like an ulcer that'll eat you up. Of course, it was her wedding, not ours. Right. So we get that it was more painful for her. Right. But a lot of incidents happened before the wedding. A lot of reasons why maybe we disliked certain people or certain things that happened all the way up to that day that we accepted and just said, you know what, we can't control her, him, and all the others that had to, that had to do with what happened. So we let it go. unfortunately, I guess she's still emotionally pulled into it. And my thing is, I feel like we moved on. He definitely moved on.
Yeah.
He's had another child since then. Yes. He's married, and he's like, he was already moved on while they were married.
Right.
So she has to, if she would accept that, then she'd be like, I don't know. But I don't know. It's just, again, everybody's emotions are different.
Yeah, because she keeps saying the dress is what you guys are mad about, but then you're saying, no, we were upset about the whole mistress situation.
It was a bunch
and then
of
she's
shit.
like, I don't want to talk about it.
I mean, it's clear that she's not opening up, and at least not while the cameras are there.
Right.
She doesn't want to get into it.
I went to therapy. We were supposed to go to therapy together. She showed up separately, and then we went to one together. And then when we were there, it was like 2 hours that it was really good. But at the end of it, I thought it was like, okay, come back for 6 or 7 more. And it was like, I'm good. And I was like, oh, you are? So that's where I left it off as, we must be good.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So that's why I'm like, are we rehashing this again?
Yeah.
So you have to make up your mind. When you shake hands on somebody, go, okay, you know what? Forgiven, and maybe not forgotten, but forgiven.
Yeah.
You really have to let go.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you bring it back up again. And then
from the outside looking in, and obviously like I'm not in you guys' family, but it seems to me as if her kind of holding the grudge, if you will, against you guys is because she will never get to have therapy or that conversation with the person that really wronged her.
Hello.
So to kind of get those emotions out, she takes it out on you guys, even though the dress and everything else is probably over and done with.
I was able to move on from my ex-husband because I had it out. You know, every which way, you name it. You know, to the point where I was finally. One day I liberated myself because I was walking, exercising, doing everything. Yeah. And then one day somebody said, why do you still speak to him if every time you do this so much anger? And I literally stopped. I changed my phone number. I just legally kept him beeping me only, which was to find out about the children. And that was the day it was like,
clear for you.
Let it go.
Kind of it's like you dodged a bullet. It's like, let someone else take over that issue.
The issue wasn't my issue anymore. You know, and as much as I want to, because you think you lose a sense of identity also. Right. You know, you go from being Mrs. So-and-so, and so it's, you know, a lifestyle. It's like, God forbid, someone passing away from you. It's like, you don't have now, who are you? And now what do you do? Yeah. You do have to move on, and you do have to forgive, because if not, even if that person hasn't asked for forgiveness,
you have to do it for yourself.
That's right.
And for yourself. And that's all we want her to do, because it's like, move on, you have a great life. We always look at us like, your life is pretty great, you know? But trust me, you know, it's like, keep it moving. Even Violet's not even bothered by it, because Violet has oh my goodness,
she's so cute.
She's got all the best of both worlds. She doesn't know about what's going on, you know.
That's beautiful.
She will on the internet, but otherwise long time from now, but otherwise she's good.
Are you and your ex-husband, sorry to interject, are you and your ex-husband like friendly now, at least, or
friendlier? We have our moments. You know, we have our moments, and that's only because, you know, the situation that went. It's been tough because the divorce wasn't pretty, and then for like 10 years we weren't really friendly, and then and it's hard because, you know, he's married, you know, the woman that our relationship ended with.
Oh wow.
So it's hard, you know, because and I trust me, everyone's always going like, you're good, you're good, because she shows up to all the weddings and all that stuff, and it's like, that's his new wife, that's his life. But it comes up not so much between him and I as much as with the kids. They have grudges. So
Carmen, you are just a rock.
You know what I mean?
No, I need to find somebody, ladies.
Hey.
No, you know what? It's just, I kind of look at it as like, the last 10 years, I've just missed out on a lot of frogs waiting for my king. Not
That's
Prince.
right. That's right.
Yes. I skipped the Prince part. That's what you done.
I don't want no Prince now.
No.
I'll take what I can get.
That's good. That was a good nugget.
Toad, I don't care.
No. We got to weed them bad boys out. Yes. Good for you. But that's why it's so helpful, like when you guys come in, because you're giving us so much more than what we could see on the show. And so I'm grateful for you guys coming. But you moved on. Thankfully, let's go to the house scene, because, you know, it was I think even like a point of like healing for you guys. You know what I mean? For them. You know what? I saw your face though, Carmen. You were kind of like,
nope.
Kind of, I saw that. I was like, oh, okay, this is a just bring it in moment. But, you know, for them, it looked like it was true. Like it was real.
Well, what happens is Christina and I started arguing because she blew up again. I was like, oh my God, this is not supposed to go this way.
Yeah.
So I was ready to leave. And one of the producers pulled me back in and said, she's ready to say she's sorry and to make up. I said, okay. But when I got back in the room, it was about we're a happy family. It was like, this still doesn't feel direct to me.
Yeah.
And I felt like, okay, you guys are getting your happy ending. Film it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I wear my expressions on my face very easily.
Yeah.
So.
How do you guys, I was thinking about the way that families make up. It reminded me of, did you ever see the movie, what was the ATL movie with T.I. in them? How they were talking about they just make up, like they eat cereal and watch a show, like, and then that's their form of like making up.
Yes.
Is it kind of like just you drink your water and it's just like, okay, we're just around each other now?
Yes.
And it's kind of like that?
There's a little, sometimes tension.
Okay.
It'll be the 3 of them will go out to eat, and the one that I had the argument with, everyone's acting very friendly, and I'm kind of like pissed off. They're like, oh, you guys are being so nice to her. Yesterday she was being a total biatch to me,
Right.
But it's the way we break it. Food is the biggest thing with us. We're like, oh, come over to eat. And we're having sushi. You want to come? And you're like, is she going to be there?
Is she going to be there?
But you know what? We're who we are.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day, we always remember that, like, Mom. We always remind each other of, like, Mom, you know what she's like? Or like, Liz, really? Like, your sister's ever changed,
Yeah.
It's like we all just remind each other. You can't change us a lot, because we should be changing, because that's the way you grow, But sometimes people are just stuck in their way, and you gotta love them because we're blood and we're family. Have no choice.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you guys, because you're the reason I think that maybe all of them are family oriented and they just love being around each other. And you're the one who set that in motion because you're the center, you're the rock, right? What's your favorite moment? Like, what's your favorite like, paint that picture, what it looks like for you.
I think I enjoy the most when it's the 3 girls and I with my sister. Because my sister brings the girly girl sister love, because we have a bond. That's why sometimes when I see them argue, I'm like, oh, I never did that with her. But she is 10 years older than me, so I do have a little more respect for her.
Yeah.
But it's just that thing of like, and she's a sweetheart, and my kids look at her as like the second grandma because my mom passed away. So when we're together, we just laugh. We just laugh and crack up jokes, and I don't know, it's just, they go back to almost being kids again, and us being the older sisters or something. It's like great bonding time.
Yeah.
So to me, or when we go to Jersey, all is fair in Jersey.
Really?
No one treats Christina like Christina Milian.
Yeah.
Maybe the second or third tier of cousins and uncles, I might be like, oh, I told my workmate that you're my niece.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my cousins, we all know way too much dirt on Tina as a family for her to feel she's any different.
Okay.
She'll sleep on an inflatable bed on the floor with my other daughters at my sister's house, and she takes her trash and goes to pick up food like she's normal.
Yeah,
she's normal at home, but in Jersey it's even more because we're speaking Spanish and doing the Latino thing, and it's like just reality is your family, your Milian.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
That's so cool. Are you from Jersey?
Yep.
Okay.
How often do you guys go out there?
When I used to be a little more involved with Christina, there was only the 2 of us all the time. People used to think we were New Yorkers, and now she travels more with Lauren, so I stay home a little more with Violet. Since Violet was born, it's this policy of like, we try never to fly the 2 of us along without her, even though Danielle now lives from Vegas. She lives here. So we feel comfortable. Liz is a different story.
Yeah.
It's like, even though Lizzie's very attentive, but like more than 2 or 3 days with Lizzie's different than 2 or 3 days with Danielle, So Danielle, Christine, and I, either when she flies, I usually keep Violet.
Okay. All right. Very cool. I love the dynamic, that they have going on, and it's cool. I mean, as passionate and as you guys are, and you go at each other sometimes, you also love really hard. So, and it's clear. That's very clear.
Well, let me tell you something. That night that we had that fight, the next 2 days after that, Christina had to go travel somewhere. Who do you think watched Violet? And Danielle.
Oh, wow. There you go.
So there was no thinking. We didn't use that against Violet.
Right.
It was like she had to go on a business trip for like 2 or 3 days, and the people who watched her, me
and Danielle.
Okay,
that's
she
what it's
could
supposed to
depend
be.
on Danielle 110. That's like another Danielle, Violet respects her aunt quite a bit.
Nice.
Aww, that's awesome.
Violet just had a birthday too.
I was just about to say that. Happy birthday, Violet!
Yeah, she just turned the big 5.
Oh yeah, she knows she turned 5 too.
Yeah, she's
a ham.
Singing happy birthday to myself.
Oh my gosh.
On her mom's Instagram and her dad's singing to herself.
Well, happy birthday, Violet. That was really cute. And she is just so sassy and cute. You guys follow her like on Instagram?
Yes.
And she's got her own Instagram, doesn't she?
She's got more followers than me.
Yeah, Violet is like a star.
Yeah, her mom puts up a picture and everybody's like 25,000.
Yeah.
Likes, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Go Violet.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. Let's talk about the launching of Christina's new music, and she did Persona magazine. Is it Persona or Persona? Yes. Persona. Okay. The launch of that, and she's like reintroducing herself to the world. What do you feel about her music and the direction of how it's going?
I haven't been part of this part of her music career.
Okay.
She's gone to the studio by herself. She's chosen the producers. She's done it all by herself. That was part of how we grew back again as a manager daughter type of thing without any arguments anymore. Was she goes and picks, she's ride or dying for her own music.
Okay.
So if it's successful, which we all pray it does, then good for her. She did something. She obviously learned from me.
Yes. All the credit goes right back to you.
Right back. But if she doesn't, I'm like, okay, well, I won't look at it as like, ha ha ha, you didn't know. It'll be more like, okay, let's pick up from here. You did that. You tested it out. It didn't go great. Now let's move on to something else.
Yeah.
My whole family have gotten to the point with her where she rebels. So this song is so perfect. She rebels against anything like 3-4 people are telling her no. She's like, oh my God, I absolutely have to do it now.
Yeah.
So that's the way she is.
Yeah. I got to give you some props though, because we actually talked about on one of the last episodes how Carmen it was the episode where you got Danielle, it was I think a job or something doing hair, but how you're actually equally involved in your other daughter's careers and just like making it go for them. So I think that's really cool, and kudos to you for that.
Thank you. It's a little difficult because they're a Milian and they know them as the sisters, but of course Christina's now the most famous one, but that was also 15-17 years of it
in the making. Yeah.
Developing her, the music, the film, the television. She's like around, and then here comes Lizzie and Danielle that I now have to push, and now it's it's gonna take a second, but trust me, it'll pick up soon enough.
Did Lizzie or Danielle ever want to go the same path as Christina when
they
were younger? Okay.
Yeah, they were 2 and 3 years old. The 3 of them, I used to drive to New York. It drove me crazy because my brother would have to help me out. I used to take one to the audition, and Danielle modeled like crazy.
Oh, okay.
Lizzie did, well, they both did commercials, and then one day they both had a commercial at age like 12 or 13. It ran for like 4 or 5 years, just residual.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And they were like, yeah, we'll go back to acting at the end of the, when this commercial runs out. And then they were involved in so many things that by that time that Christina and I started touring, thank goodness, it would have been too much for me.
Yeah.
But I used to run them all around like audition to audition. I used to switch kids with another person. Like if their teenage kid that was Christina's age, had to go to an audition, I would take one of my youngest one and give them the young, I did all of that.
Yeah.
My car was with a cooler in the back full of drinks.
I know, that's
and
right.
And
driving
everywhere. Headshots everywhere. Sneaking them into auditions that they shouldn't be in.
Yeah. Oh,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. She's like, I'm a G. You don't know, but I'm a G.
I did it.
Very cool. Yeah, exactly. You have some fly daughters though, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you produce really well. I'm just saying. We've been talking about how gorgeous they all are.
Thank you. They go stealing your DNA, though.
Yes. You're like, get that back. Get that back.
Yeah. Well, those spots, they have a combination of even. I got to give a little credit to the dad side,
Yes. He's handsome.
He's really handsome.
Him and his brothers were all bodybuilders growing up.
Wow.
Good-looking guys. Yeah.
Great genes. Okay, so real quick, back to the music. I'm like, okay, sound wrong.
Is there a cousin somewhere or something?
They have a variety of people.
Hey, you might want to share some pictures though, after Instagram them or something.
There you go.
What do you guys? I mean, we've heard I guess a few songs on the show from Christina. Like, what do you think about the direction in her music? Like, where it's going?
I mean, it definitely amplifies her turned up. And I could hear them at the club. I could see people really, really excited for them in the club. So definitely turned up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do like the new song Rebel. But I don't know if I've heard enough of like the other stuff to know. Is she kind of doing more so like hip hop now, or
I guess
how would you?
I don't know. When I was working with her, it was mostly like pop. Straight up pop. So this is a new direction she wants to go in. I don't like to experiment once you establish yourself and you're international fan, not the U.S. Because the problem is the U.S. never really, you know, she never conquered the U.S., you could say, compared to the rest of the countries.
AM to PM was
yes,
my jam
back in the
day.
Yes,
that was my jam when I was like, I don't know how old.
Yeah,
but in middle school. That was my absolute favorite song.
No, I mean, there was so many songs, but again, it's my version would be to go to what I know, pop. Consistent, go right to the pop, go to the producers either we've worked with or new ones and find that. But she wanted to find this direction. And, you know, when I listen to the cursing or the N-word or whatever, I'm like, oh, that's not what I would do. But of course, she's the age that she is now and she wants to experiment and try it out.
Yeah. And to that though, like, I mean, there's a whole new generation out there. Like, because I guess when she had pop before, it wasn't really, I guess, like, crunk music. Was there? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely, music has definitely gone a different path for sure. Yeah. Because back then it was, like, when she first came out around there, that's when pop was, like, at its highest.
Yeah.
Britney, Christina,
yes.
NSYNC and all that. So, yeah, definitely things have changed.
Now, you can mix hip-hop and R&B and it becomes just pop from being a big sensation.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's true.
But I still say those big pop songs are still lollipop songs still if you listen to.
Yeah, they
Not
are.
so much Rihanna, but you know what I'm talking
like
about.
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry, you know, and Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
That's still win-win.
Yes.
It's a win-win, you know, recipe, you know?
Yeah.
And I think Dip It Low, for example, has kind of an edgy, more urban vibe to it, but it's still poppy. So.
And you can do it with your video too, which, you know, all of that. But, you know, but at the end of the day, this is something she wants to try out, and hopefully people will gravitate to it. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Just whether the new fans will say, I like that, that's cool. You know.
What have the reactions been so far, or do you know?
It's definitely went up in the charts. Which is a great thing. It's in the top, 100. It's number 86, I think.
Oh,
and
very
just dropped
cool.
last night, and it's already 86.
Awesome.
Which is great. The whole thing
good.
is to come in within 100.
Wow. Okay.
Because there's thousands and thousands of songs.
Right.
Yeah.
So to come in at, get in at 86, you're good.
Yeah.
Good, yes.
So we just got to make the awareness more, right? Like, tweeting it and Instagramming and stuff like that, I guess, right?
And the support from different, Lil Wayne today tweeted and congratulated her on, the song, and he also hashtagged the TV show, so we were like, whoa.
Nice. Yeah,
very
really
cool.
cool.
Yeah, it is. Getting the love support of artists
and
just people, all of us, just putting it out.
And I know he wasn't on the on this particular episode, but Mac Main and Cortez were there, and they showed her so much love, and these guys know what they're talking about. So
they were vibing.
Yeah, they were.
They also were excited about that song, "Let's Start a Fire," which ended up being on his. Then that lawsuit happened, and
okay.
Because that song they heard that day there.
Oh yeah.
Also, and they were like, "Oh my God, we need that song." And they heard it there, and took the song.
Oh wow!
And I, for a year and a half, had played them. Actually, I played them the song the day that Wayne signed her, and he said, "Let's save that song for the album." Nobody remembered that song, and for a year and a half, I kept saying all the time, "Let's start a fire! Let's start a fire! Let's start a fire!" I was writing that song pretty much in every text. I should have probably just put it right under my name. And then suddenly they hear the song, and she said to them, "I've played you this." And they were like, "What? You never did." I was like, "Yeah." It suddenly sounded even better that day on camera.
And they performed it, right?
Yes, they did.
And they did a good job.
They did a great job.
Yeah. Did that, but unfortunately, they didn't get to shoot a video or move forward with it because of the situation they're in.
Oh wow!
But even just from the pictures and the performance, it got so much buzz. Like it was just amazing. Like that is like I could even imagine because I was like Instagramming it too. But the picture that I have in mind is her with that bread.
That was the first image that I saw of her transition from being just I don't want to say straight laced because she was never really that, but she was just like a fun kind of dressing, and then now it's like sexy and just like totally. I really loved it. I think she wears it well, and I think it's very proud for mothers to be able to. If you want to be sexy and if you're a single mom and you still got it. And if you still got it, why not show it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because somebody wants it. Your king is watching you right
now. And the funny thing is she's on like 3 or 4 of his songs on the album that if it ever gets released or when it gets released, put that positive word.
There we go.
Yeah.
She's on like 3 or 4 of his songs.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow.
She's on quite a bit. She's the artist who had the most songs on there. So.
Oh, wow.
So we're hoping, you know, something will happen soon.
Yeah.
So you'll hear the other singles.
That'd be.
I hope so, because I'm actually loving this journey that Christina's on. Like, I even like, you mentioned Dip It Low. Like, I like the fact she's gone on like different clubs and stuff in LA, and like they're like Dip It Low. Like they want to hear those songs.
Always.
Yeah, and then just to see her now turn into a different kind of, you know, music lane, it's just fun for me to watch. Like, I love being involved. So, you know, my opinion is that I really like the lane that she's going into. And I even said when she came for our interview, our Spotlight On interview, she's really got vocals. Like, Christina could really sing. So I'm hoping maybe, in Francesca, you asked her if she was going to do like a ballad or something like that. I'm hoping we get one of those, at least one, show everybody what she can do.
That's the only thing with me not being in the studio. I used to push her more, because any artist can get lazy and go with the safe.
Yes.
And then there's that person who's like, no, you need to hit those higher notes. You need to go back in.
Yeah.
And what happens is sometimes when you're working with these new producers, they don't know her or studied her the way I would know her. So to me, I kind of feel like I'm that person who pushes her a little harder. But if she's comfortable doing what she's doing and she's content and the label's fine, then I'm like, I mean, you know, she doesn't have to be a Mariah. She doesn't have to sing.
Yes, absolutely.
Were you the one that pushed her to do the national anthem?
You know, it's so funny because she said it for the show, she did it, but for years and years she'd get the offer and she'd always say no. And believe it or not, record labels would also steer you away from doing it. Because the record labels would be like, okay, you have an album about to come out. You mess up.
Yes.
We don't want that.
You know, it could be a situation. There's been artists who have had their first single out and then they've done a live performance on a TV show and they failed either on a show or somewhere. And nowadays with video cameras,
it's viral.
The people see it instantly.
Yes.
You know, back in the day, the most you heard Red was like, oh, she was horrible last night, but nobody knows what that meant because everybody was just taking pictures, and unless you had a big video camera, nobody saw it. But now it's like that. Anything you do, say, any little accident, it's all out.
It's out there for life.
Exactly.
So have you guys kind of filtered yourself or really have taught yourself a little bit more now doing this reality show as far as your family on what to say or how to act or how to dress or, you know, all of that?
Yes, lessons learned. Every single reality star or whatever always says, I learned from my first season. That's the mistake season. That's where you learn everything. Like, we now know about the consistency of makeup and hair. You shouldn't have one person on, you know, on one day or the. It's like I've learned not to. Just now I know how the producers work and how I work. You know, and it's like what to give and whatever. I've always told my daughters, once it comes out of your mouth, it's taped.
You can't take it back.
It's taped. You know, even if it's a joke, something that we joke within each other, they won't put it as that.
Right.
So we've learned lessons.
Yes. And you know what? It's not even just the networks anymore. People will watch the whole episode and take, as a viewer, take a clip and loop it and make it a meme or whatever. And they, you know, it's just crazy.
The thing that I was that I'm upset the most with was we're filming. So when we're filming, like, this is my life right here. Okay, this is in my hand all the time. I stick it in my shirt if I have to try anything on. Everything goes through here: emails, contracts, negotiations, phone calls, everything. I had to put it down so I can film. So it doesn't look like we had jobs. That's what everybody knew me as the manager, but they didn't allow. Lizzie had to turn down chef jobs because she was filming. So, and they can't go film in someone's house because now they have to get a permit to be in their house. So they never showed us working. And I was like, so poor Lizzie gets that. She's a leech. She takes from her. Like when you guys asked me, do you have a job? I mean, her sisters? Nobody's financially dependent. We're independent. And we work and we do our things. And Lizzie's working on a cookbook, believe it or not, consistently.
Nice.
She's working on a cookbook. She's like 3/4 done. And you know, and Danielle does her products. And everyone, we're doing our thing. It's just, this is the first year. Everyone they needed to show TV Land or the TV world who Christina was. The show was named after her.
Exactly.
So they need to get to know her.
Right. And that's awesome because what's admirable is that you guys all are working, because I know a lot of people compare you guys to the Kardashians and they're like the Black Kardashians and all of that, but you guys actually really do, and I would like that to have you guys on, because finally we really get a chance to hear behind, you know, the behind story. Like, we all have jobs. This is like real life.
Exactly.
Like, we didn't sleep our way or get, you know, we got here because we worked hard. And just like you explained, all of your hard work, you know, with the kids. And now I'm sure they appreciate that. And then with their kids, they'll, you know.
Oh, absolutely. And it's so funny because, like, we had an episode about the wine that we went to this charity event and this and that, and it didn't make it on the show. But they said, oh, don't worry, it's going to go online. It never made it. Oh, okay. And here I am. This is like, it was a double whammy. We got to show our wine company, showed that Christina and I are partners, and that we have Robin. We showed Robin working with us, and then it was going to show how we contribute to. We do a lot of charity stuff. I don't like to toot our horn because we do things that we don't have a foundation. Because people go, oh, it's for funny because my accountant said people who do foundations usually it's because they need that. Oh, look what I did, or whatever. They basically said to us, if she lends her name, her image, and she's doing the work, that's what she needs to do. Don't worry about having that foundation where checks are being written under your name when somebody else made the you know, the donations.
Got it.
You know, to us it's like we do so much, none of it was showed, you know. So it's sad that, but again, you only had 6 episodes.
Right. Yes.
We had to, they wanted to show who Lizzie was, they wanted to show who Carmen was, a little bit of each one, but most of all Christina.
Yes. Yeah.
Christina was the hero in the show.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know who was the hero for the show in my opinion was Richard and like
how's that?
And Danielle, because
at the ending
I just thought was so beautiful, and I agree with Michelle. Like, it could have been its own episode. I love the fact that you guys had a do-over, and you went to Palm Springs. It looked beautiful. It looked like it was peaceful, fun, you know, all of that, and it was really cute. My favorite moment was you talking to Lauren, and you're like, okay, so Richard's gonna come, and he's gonna, you know, like bend down on one knee and all that stuff, and how excited she was. I mean, it was just super duper cute. And so and then here comes Richard, you know, like
driving up, the savior,
kind of like he's on a white horse or something when he's in a cart.
Well, you don't know that right before Lauren and I were chatting, Danielle was like, girls, pay attention, because in golf you don't fool around because you're moving from hole to hole, and there's a group before you and a group behind you. So you're not supposed to be goofing off. You're supposed to really, you know, you could talk and drink and relax, but you're not supposed to disrespect the game.
Oh, okay.
So, you know, us, you know, they were trying to teach us. Yeah. So she and Danielle, she and Christina were trying to teach us, and we were like, yeah, whatever. When's Richard getting here? You know, because we were just setting it up for her to. She was completely caught off guard.
Yes, you can tell. Her reaction was so genuine, and I love that we're getting to know Danielle in this light. And we kind of joke lightly about it, like she's emotional and everything, and she's sensitive.
Middle child syndrome.
Yes, it is.
English
but she
can
also
relate.
just had a baby.
Yes.
And also, you know, that first year of marriage. You know, the two of them lived together. By the way, they were together for 2 or 3 years before they got married. And he's helped to raise her son. And you know, and they had, the two of them lived alone in Vegas in this really big house. And then they came back to LA, and it's like, everything transitioned back to being around family and friends again. So they went from the two of them being alone to now sharing each other with people, friends, old friends coming back in, all that type of stuff. It's a transition, you know? And having a baby again, and her son, who, you know, everybody needs attention. And it was hard. And then I just kept, you know, of course, when she's doing the interviews, they get to you. But I only hit a couple of times. The other times I'd be hard. I'd be like, nope, you're not going to get me to cry. Nope, no. But that's what they want, the emotions. They want you to be raw. They want you to be real. Which a lot of people walk up to us now and say, thank you for being so real, because everybody sugarcoats on the other shows.
Well, I mean, I just have to say it was such a beautiful moment, and I'm so glad, like you guys mentioned, that this is how we ended the show. This is the culmination of like all the trials and the fighting, and you know, and the different experiments that Christina's had, and the music, everything. And we've gotten to know all of you guys a little bit more in depth, you know, just from watching the show. So I'm hoping that there is a season 2. Let us cross our fingers.
We should find out soon. It's just they do it differently now. Back in the day, they told you by like the second episode or 2, and then something would happen if the show went down. Then they still had to film it because they agreed to do it. Now they're like, okay, we're going to see combined with the 6 episodes how you did in the ratings and all that. And I hope and pray, because we were up against a lot of big shows.
Wow.
The Grammys to the Golden Globes.
That's true.
You guys really were.
Sunday.
There was an award show.
Like, And the smallest thing we had was like Miss Universe or Miss something like that, and that one had pretty high ratings.
Yeah.
So we were up. That time slot that we got for those 6 weeks were hard.
Yeah.
But we took the punches, so hopefully,
Yeah.
It didn't even feel like it was 6 episodes. It felt longer. Like it really felt like we were with you guys for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
family. I wish I was at the wedding because I was tore up in that theater room. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't.
I cry at weddings.
Yeah, I do too. But it just to see, like she was so emotional. Like you didn't get on your knee the first time, and then to have her dad there, just like all these surprises, and then his
Richard
vow
surprised us with that.
Then Richard's vow was like, oh my gosh, when is my wedding gonna happen?
And then she was all poetic about her vows. I was like, okay, get it, y'all. It was just beautiful.
And how intimate it is, because a lot of people get drowned out, and it's like, oh, it's a wedding, it's a big thing.
We had that already at her first wedding,
right? So to have like just an intimate thing, like it just seems very real and just
you can repeat that every year if you keep it that small.
Yeah,
there's people who do that, which I think she might try to do every year, but it'll be sweet, But one year I told her it could just be the two of you at an island,
right?
It's just reminding each other of what we went through and what we need to, better.
Right.
If you're always planning another wedding, you can't plan a divorce. Or
there you go. Yeah. Exactly.
I stole that from Jackie Christie.
Yeah, I think
from
that's
Basketball
right.
Wives.
It's like I remember. Carmen, before we wrap up, you guys, because we could go on forever and ever. Like you're so cool like that. Is there anything that you're working on, or that the family is working on that we could look forward to?
There's many projects. The girls, both Lizzie and Danielle, are writing blogs for like Latina Magazine, OK Magazine.
Oh, nice.
Lizzie's doing the cooking on both OK and on Latina. Danielle's doing a beauty tip on Latino. They're both on their blogs. They're obviously doing hair nonstop, and and doing jobs with Christina. The cover of Latina Magazine that Christina just did, it comes out in May.
Nice.
Danielle did her hair for that.
Yes.
And then Christina every single day has something going on. Tomorrow she's doing TMZ.
Okay.
She's taking Harp's place. Yeah.
How cool.
And
Very nice.
me, I'm just doing deals left and right.
Yes.
There's a TV show she's doing on Hulu called East Lost High.
Yeah.
She's doing that. She's doing like 6 episodes of that.
Oh, wow.
I'm in current role on that one.
Okay.
And then she's up for some things that I can't discuss.
Okay.
Because I'm negotiating those, and then she's testing for some stuff.
Awesome.
And then on top of that, our wine, which is
pop culture.
The
hookah,
yes. Platinum e-hookahs.
Everything.
Yes.
At least with her, there's always something going on.
Yes.
And something going on with the rest of us.
So you guys have in a whole entire Milian empire.
Absolutely.
So we look forward to keeping up with you guys, and thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yes.
Where can we find you? Where your Twitter's
at Mama Milian, at Mama Milian for Instagram.
Okay.
And then for Twitter is whatever at Carmen
underscore
Milian.
And then
the
where
same
can
thing
we
for
find
Facebook.
The Viva Diva? How can we find that?
You could get that on wine.com.
Okay.
And directly through them. We have an exclusive deal with them.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, if you go to the website, Viva Diva Wines, you can get it on. You could go on the website. It'll tell you all the places you can find it at.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you, ladies.
All right, thank you so much again. Thank you, AfterBuzzers, for tuning in this entire season with us. You can find me at Robin Ayers.
Twitter, Instagram, XOXOCESCA.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Michelle Renee TV.
You guys can always find me on Twitter at English Speaks, as well as on Instagram, Pink English. Bye.
Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.